What's going on, y'all? So look, I'm watching this back and forth take place between Terence Crawford and Gary Russell Jr. Now everything started after Gary Russell Jr. was on Barbershop Conversations YouTube channel, and he was talking about how he broke Terence Crawford's jaw when they were back in like the Olympic trials or something like that back in 2008. Terence Crawford has since responded, and he responded on some real man type gangster type talk. I ain't gonna even lie. Both of these dudes seem like they not scared of each other at all. They both seem like real thorough dudes that it can go down between them at any point. Like they don't care about nothing. They ready to get down and squabble with each other at any point. Right? They seem like some both seem like some solid dudes in that area when it come down to getting down with each other and squabbling, right? But when I'm going through the comment section of Terence Crawford's response to Gary Russell, I looked at this comment and somebody said, "Why is Terence Crawford so underappreciated in the black community?" He was like, he don't understand why Bud is so underappreciated in the black community, right? And what I think he's asking is, why don't the black boxing media or the black boxing community really fool with Terence Crawford like the way that he expects due to Terence Crawford's great skill? Like, why they don't rock with him? Why don't the black boxing community really fool with Terence Crawford? And I'll give a reason I believe that is, right? So when Terence Crawford was coming up in the ranks, nobody was talking about Terence Crawford but the black boxing community on YouTube. They were the only ones saying his name, giving him praise, telling people to watch him fight. They were the only ones really on YouTube with a voice, really talking about how great Terence Crawford was as a boxer. They were talking about his skills, the fact he could switch hit, all of that, right? So before then, only people that were talking about Bud were the boxing aficionados, like what's my man name? Teddy Atlas, and all the other boxing aficionados on TV, Dan Raphael and all of them, Dan Raphael, right? So when Bud moved up from 135 to 140 and he became undisputed, other people started talking about Bud, but they were talking about him with hate. Other people, because he was viewed as the rival for Manny Pacquiao, right? And y'all know Manny Pacquiao fans hate anybody that is viewed as a rival to Manny Pacquiao. So Bud was getting all this hate from a lot of the Manny Pacquiao super fans, and the black boxing community was shielding Terence Crawford from that hate, right? They were the ones standing up for him, taking up for him, always coming to his defense on YouTube all the time, right? But when Terence Crawford finally got some of that recognition that I guess that would propel him in the boxing world, he didn't give no interviews to the black media. He refused to talk to them. He would give them the cold shoulder. He had sent his little mans to go talk to the black boxing media. He would act like they didn't exist. He didn't fool with them at all. He would act like he was just standoffish. He was standoffish from them completely, right? And that's cool if that's your regular MO. If you just don't talk to the media at all, that's fine, right? But when you see him go to TMZ and talk to them, Joe Rogan to talk to them, go on the Breakfast Club and talk to them, it's like, well, damn, you only gonna talk to people that you feel like can raise your profile, and only the real big time people, but you're not gonna support the black boxing community that's been supporting you for the longest time, which seems fishy to them, and they have a right to feel some type of way about that. I know a lot of y'all gonna say, well, Bud don't owe them nothing, and he don't have to talk to them if he don't want to, and he don't owe them nothing at all, and he can talk to whoever he chooses to talk to. You're right, he can, right? But they also have a right to feel some type of way about it, and it ain't about them being no little girls or acting like no punks about it. The situation, this is a fighter who they've been supporting for a very long time. A lot of the black media people that Terence Crawford is shunning were the same ones paying for his pay-per-views all the time when he was still just fighting in Omaha, when people really wasn't knowing him like that. They were the ones buying his pay-per-views, right? When he was becoming undisputed at 140. They were the ones making videos about him, going to his fights, so on and so forth. They were the ones really rocking with him and saying his name and bigging him up all the time. And it's crazy that, after Bud, that while Bud's coming up, they can't even get no interview from him. They can't talk to him. He sent his little mans to him like he don't want to be bothered with them at all. But then he runs to TMZ and Joe Rogan and the Breakfast Club. It's like, what? Like, how you gonna forget about the local black media that's been rocking with you? Like, how you gonna do that? Them the ones that was supporting you the whole time when nobody else was really giving a damn about you, or they was either not giving a damn about you or shitting on your name because your name was coming up in a conversation for a fighter that could beat Manny Pacquiao and you was getting hate. And that same black boxing community was the one shielding them from all that hate, right? Now look, let's say this. Let's step away from Terence Crawford right now. Errol Spence Jr. and Deontay Wilder, they both, so you can say arguably, but to me, they have a higher profile than Terence Crawford. You can look at the numbers on social media. Social media, I know it sounds childish to bring up social media numbers, but popularity is often indicated in social media following. Errol Spence has probably like 100,000 more followers than Bud Crawford, 100,000, something like that. And Deontay Wilder has way more than 100, 300, 400,000 more followers than Terence Crawford, like 500,000, more than that probably, right? These are well-established fighters who, while they lack in skill from Terence Crawford, they're not as skilled as him, they have a bigger profile, and they will talk to all of the media, no matter who they are. They talk to all the media. Errol Spence and Errol Spence and Deontay Wilder talk to the black boxing media all the time with no problem. They talk to any and everybody. And they will talk, not just the black boxing media. Errol Spence and Deontay Wilder talk to anybody that's up and coming. They don't care. They will talk to anybody. And Bud doesn't seem to be like that. He seems to be standoffish unless you really one of the big YouTube platforms that can really give him some increase in a fan base. And it's like, damn, you only gonna talk to somebody that can really do something for you. You know what I mean? Not to just the regular fans that's been supporting you and rocking with you the long way. That seems fishy to people, right? And even some things from his camp, for example, right? You had the situation with his mans was talking crazy about the black boxing media. Terence Crawford, homie, was talking crazy about the black boxing media all the time. Oh, not all the time, but that one time he was just going on a rant. And then there was this time where Bomac, they asked Bomac, Bomac is Terence Crawford's trainer. They asked Bomac, hey, are you gonna review Errol Spence Jr.'s fight? I think it was against Mikey Garcia. I think it was a Mikey Garcia fight. They asked him, was he going to watch that fight? Bomac like, nah, I ain't paying for it. I'll watch it. I ain't paying for it, though. I'm a bootleg it. I'm going to stream it. I'm going to stream it. I ain't paying for that fight, right? Basically, he ain't paying for Errol Spence's fight. He ain't putting no money in his pocket, right? And do you know what Errol Spence Jr.'s response was? When they asked Errol Spence would he be watching Bud fight, he said, I'm going to watch it. He said, you gonna bootleg it? He said, no, I'm going to pay for that fight. Terence Crawford is a black fighter. I support black fighters. I'm going to support him. I'm gonna support him, man. I'm gonna put money in that brother's pocket. I ain't gonna do him like that. I support black fighters. You see the difference? Now, while Bomac he's not Terence Crawford, but you see the stuff coming out of his camp, and you see what's coming out of Errol Spence's mouth. It's kind of like it's two different things. And you see Errol Spence talking to every single media all the time. He's talk to any and everybody. Deontay Wilder would talk to any and everybody. That's really why a lot of the black boxing community really fool with them, right? It don't got a lot to do with the skill level and all of that, even though I think Errol Spence is a lot more skilled than what people give him credit for, right? I will say this. I believe that Terence Crawford is more skilled. He has more in the tool bag than Errol Spence Jr. I will admit that, right? And Terence Crawford is a phenomenal fighter, a phenomenal, extraordinary fighter. Skill for skill, dude, you can put him at pound for pound number one. I wouldn't be pissed, right? Only thing I would say was he hasn't fought anybody at 147, but I still think the guy has the skills to pay the bills. I'm never going to deny that. He's a great fighter, right? But I'm going to roll in that fight. I'm going to roll with Errol Spence Jr. in that situation. Because, I don't know, I gravitate to Errol more because Errol seems like a man of the people more than Terence Crawford is. And he rock with everybody. And I fool with and Bud is a solid dude. I respect the fact that Bud is still with his lady, the same woman he been rocking with and had kids with. He ain't left her after he got after he got the millions of dollars. He didn't leave her for some IG model or nothing like that. I respect that. You know what I mean? I really, really do respect that. But I just wish he would really talk to a lot of the black local media that was supporting him on his when he was coming up in the ranks, man. I really hope and wish that he would. You know what I mean? Because these were the guys that were standing strong with him and supporting him no matter what. You know what I mean? These were guys that were always sticking their neck out and always coming to his defense all the time. And boy, don't want to give no interviews. He sent his little mans, and I don't want to talk to him. He started talking crazy about him, the black media feel some type of way. Y'all can say they too sensitive or whatever, but when you support a fighter, you put money in their pockets consistently, You like, damn, I wish he would talk to us. And they still be paying for his fights now. A lot of the people that Terence Crawford don't even talk to, they still be paying for his fights now. You know, they still pay for his fights. They just don't rock with the fact that, like, damn, I wish he would talk to the black media. Why he don't rock? Why he act like he too good or he too big to talk to him? You know what I mean? Or if you don't bring nothing to you, if you don't add nothing to his profile, he ain't gonna talk to you. It's like, that ain't real. That ain't really, that's not solid. You know what I mean? While on the other hand, Deontay Wilder and Errol Spence Jr., they will talk to any and everybody. Right? That's solid. Right? And you can say what you want about Errol Spence. You can say, oh my God, he's a drunk. He doesn't have the discipline and lifestyle of Terence Crawford, or he's not as skilled as Terence Crawford. I acknowledge that that Terence Crawford is more skilled. But Errol Spence gonna talk to any and everybody. He gonna be cool with any and everybody. He gonna be gracious to any and everybody. Deontay Wilder the same way. That's why I respect that brother and stand with that brother strong, steadfast. Even when he just took that L, because I've seen that brother interact with fans. He's sitting signing everybody's stuff. Deontay talk to any and everybody, no matter who you are. Bud be he try to little man you. He try to little man you. And look at you. Look at, watch out, look at, watch out, look at, watch out, look at. I'm only talking to Joe Rogan. I'm only talking to TMZ. I'm only talking to the Breakfast Club. That's why I believe he's underappreciated in the black community. Not because they don't think he can't fight. They think he's extremely skilled, but it's like the cold shoulder that he gives the black media. A lot of them don't like that. You know what I mean? And a lot of y'all, again, gonna say he can talk to whoever he wants to talk to. But a lot of y'all don't understand, like, the dynamics of what it is to be a black man. What it is to be a black man and rooting for your brother, you know what I'm saying? And you like, damn, just show me some support, bro. A lot of these black media people, they starting from the ground up. You know what I mean? They just trying to start up. They making a career out of it. They're like, man, it's a brother I'm supporting all the time. I'm watching his fights. Brother, you see me trying to just make a living and do my thing. You see me trying to come up. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to do something. I'm really trying to make a career out of this and feed my people with this journalism, this YouTube media situation. Can you just give me a little few moments of your time? And Bud acting like, I'm good. I don't do no interviews. Yes, you do interviews, brother. You talk to TMZ and them. Yeah, you will talk to them in a heartbeat. You'll talk to Joe Rogan in a heartbeat. You'll talk to the Breakfast Club. Hot 97 call you up. You'll go to them in a heartbeat. Why you can't talk to the local black boxing media that's been rocking with you the whole time? You know, and I'll say this, man. Like, again, Bud Crawford is extremely skilled, for real. But I'm gonna roll with Errol Spence Jr. in that fight, not just because of how, like, even though I think he's more skilled than EJ, I'm still rocking with Errol Spence Jr. I just, you know, Bud got some tools, and I think it's going to catch Errol off guard. But I think that Errol eventually would get to him and crack him, and I think he can really crack Bud. Bud is a great fighter, but you know, Bud, his jaw been tested a few times. Got knocked down by Mean Machine Kapalaskis and got wobbled by Gamboa. Spence was in an extremely tough and brutal fight with Sean Porter, but I really believe that Sean Porter makes everybody look very, it's a rough fight for anybody, but it was a really rough fight for Errol. But I really think Errol could have made it easier than what it was. I just think Errol chose to stand there and bang it out with Sean. But yeah, man, I would love to see Terence Crawford do well. Wishing him nothing but the best, but I'm just explaining why I think the black community or the black boxing community really has certain type of feelings toward Terence Crawford that some people feel like they don't understand. They don't get it. But it's like, damn, like, you can't rock with the same brothers that was defending you when everybody was shitting on your name. Like, it's like, fam, bro, like, come on, man. Again, a lot of y'all ain't gonna understand it. Like, he can talk to whoever he wants to talk to, but it's like, bro, you know, I'm out here just trying. I'm a man out here just trying to do my thing in this stuff, in this YouTube community, this boxing YouTube stuff, and I'm trying to make a career out of this. Like, can you just rock with me? And I've been supporting you the whole time. You know, it's like, that's what it is. They want that respect back. You know what I mean? Like, I respect you and your craft. Can you just respect me and mine and just give me this piece of that? All he got to do is give him 2 or 3 minutes. That's cool. Errol Spence don't talk to him for a long time. I've seen him talk to him for a long time. I seen Errol allow them in his camps. Deontay allowed them in his camps and talk to him for a very long time. Bud don't got to talk to him for a very long time. Give him 3 minutes. 3-4 minutes, that's cool. Like, but Bud don't even want to give him that. And that's what turns some people in the black boxing community off about Bud. You know what I mean? It's not his skills. And some people don't feel like they feel like he ain't fought nobody, which I'm going to say this. I think Bud can beat majority of the welterweights. I don't have him beating Errol Spence Jr. I just don't. I'm rocking with Errol in that situation. But I think he'll beat mostly everybody. But he hasn't fought any of the top guys. You know why? Because it's hard. He signed with Bob Arum, and he knows that it's hard for them ESPN top ranked guys to get fights over with Al Heyman. They don't have the best relationship. It has friction between that, so he can't fight the Danny Garcias, the Sean Porters, the Mikey Garcias. He can't fight any of those guys because they not in the same promotional stable. That's how it goes, man. But I do believe his resume is not as strong as Errol's in the 147-pound division. But I think that he would still beat majority of them. But I don't think the black community don't rock with him because of no skill type issues. They don't think, none of that, man. It's just the fact that they feel like, he be on some other stuff with the black boxing media. They look at it funny style. They look at it funny style, man. But I'm going to say this. That response that he gave to Gary Russell Jr. was very, very gangster. I respect that. That was some gangster stuff. Gary Russell Jr. was on some gangster stuff too. That like Bud seemed like a real solid dude, man. Outside of the fact that he's always with his kids and stuff, that's dope. It's just like, damn, why he just don't support the black media that be rocking with him, that was rocking with him from the jump, and has just been looking to, well, they were wishing him success the whole time and looking for him to succeed and rooting for him to succeed, and he just was little man in them, acting like, I don't like that, man. That's just me. Especially when I see Deontay Wilder and Errol Spence Jr. speaking to everybody. They talk to the black boxing media, black boxing community all the time. They're accessible. They talk to everybody. And they don't even just talk to the black boxing community only. They talk to everybody. I can come up to them, and I believe that Errol Spence Jr. would talk to me. Deontay Wilder would talk to me. It's just the people that they are, and that's solid, man. That's solid. It's a lot of the black boxing community that don't fool with Floyd Mayweather Jr. And Floyd is the greatest boxer I've ever seen with my own two eyes, but he's a big coon. It is what it is. He's a big coon. So it's like a lot of them black boxing community, a lot of the black boxing community don't fool with him off of the strength of that. A lot of them still do, and a lot of the black boxing community still fool with Terence Crawford. So I'm not gonna act like they don't, but it's just like it's certain things that a lot of them like. It's some of them that do. A lot of them do, but it's the ones that don't. They don't fool with him based off of what I mentioned. How he interacts with them. Nonetheless, man, Machiavelli Mills TV, I've been talking too much. Peace.